Well, good morning, everybody. Back into the soupy wet trail of Vermont. I just got dropped off by my shuttle driver, and we got a big day ahead of us. Okay, so hopefully I don't regret it, but I'm into it. All right, so long day, 22.7 miles. I'll round this one up to 23, which is probably the longest day I've ever done, but not that much longer. I mean, I've done 21, so another mile or so is certainly doable. I can for sure say for this hike that this will be the last 20-mile day I'll ever do. Might be the last 20-mile day I'll ever do ever, but it's just the way the miles worked out in terms of where I could be dropped off, number one, but also, and critically, the terrain is not too bad today. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb a total of about 1,300 feet from where we're standing now, but that is over the course of about 12 miles. So it's a very gradual climb. And then once I reach that most highest point, then it's all going to be downhill. There's actually more downhill, more descent today by a little bit than there is ascent. So it should be very doable. There's going to be some sharp up and downs here or there, but nothing dramatic, I don't think, until the very end, and that's going to be a downhill. So for that reason, I think I can do it. If I didn't think I could do it, I wouldn't be out here, right? So we're going to press on, and I'm going to push at a pretty fast pace because I want to get back in time to have some dinner before I go to bed and get up and do it again tomorrow, hike again tomorrow. So I don't know how much I'll video. I'll video as much as I can, but not so much trail stuff. If we have views and things like that, I'll pick them up for sure, but I need to be making miles and going as fast as I can today. So we'll see how well we do. So we'll keep you posted as we head down the trail and the birds are singing. And we're gonna make it a great day, and I hope y'all do too. There's a pretty pond. Look, folks, our first signs of what I believe to be moose poop. All right, it's not very fresh. Well, I've been here for who knows how long, but it's not very fresh. So I'm not getting too excited to think I'm going to see a moose out here on the trail anytime soon. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. So I guess we're getting into moose country. That's kind of exciting. I have seen a moose in the wild before, but it was out in Idaho. We used to live in Idaho. I saw a few moose actually. But I haven't seen one here on the East Coast before, so that would be pretty interesting if I was able to see a moose. So I've purposely not checked my app since leaving, but I will tell you that we're 3 hours in, which would likely mean that we're at least 6 miles in to a 23-mile day. So leaving us 17 miles. So I can just tell you right now, with the way I feel, which is pretty decent, I'm pretty I'm pretty good about doing another 17 miles before the end of day. So we just got to be careful, not getting so big of a hurry that we end up, getting ourselves hurt, getting myself hurt, twisted up on a rock or a root or something like that would be a very bad day. So my goal is to stay safe and move as quickly as I can and get this thing done. So check back with you as we get further down the path. All right, guys, we're moving through pretty quickly. Look at this. These roots all covered with moss. This area feels so much like a rainforest. If you've ever maybe visited a rainforest, of course everything's wet, but there's so much moss and ferns and standing water. Typically kind of at a little bit of a high point right now, but there's been so much mud and muck on the trail but we're charging through it. Oh, great. Let's go straight down. Oh boy, that's where we're headed. All right, so we're about 2 miles from a shelter. I'm not targeting that shelter other than just a waypoint of measure. So we'll see when we get there, and hopefully I'm still on track. Check you out a little bit further down the path. All right, folks, that's where we came from, and that's where we're going. But check out this fire tower. I know you want me to climb it. And man, I'd love to climb it because I understand there's some really good views from it. But I don't know if you can tell right there. See that? That's the ladder going up it. And they've got it all chained up and pulled up, and they don't want anybody up on that thing. They've got a sign, closed to public use. So I don't think they want me up there, and I don't think there's a way for me to get up there if I wanted to. But I'd like to have gone up it for sure. So, bad news, can't go up the fire tower. Good news is currently standing at the highest point of my hike today. So that's good. I just checked the app. I've been resisting doing so. But right now we're 12.3 miles in to call it a 23-mile day. So we're over halfway already, and it's about 12:30. So we've done over 12 miles by 12:30. Not too shabby. So I think I have about 5.5 hours left. So that'll put me in about 6 o'clock, which is what I'm anticipating in terms of arrival. But I need to stop and burn a few minutes eating some pizza that was left over from dinner last night and drinking a lot of fluid, and then I'm hitting it. And it should pretty much be generally downhill from here. There's going to be a couple bumps here or there, of course. But again, we're at the highest point, so we have to be going generally downhill. All right. I appreciate y'all joining along so far today. It's been a good day. Hadn't videoed as much as I probably would have otherwise, but I've been nose to the grindstone in terms of trying to focus on the trail and get these big miles knocked out. But bugs are eating me up. Hope y'all are having a great day, and we'll catch you a little further down the path. All right, everybody, we are making good progress. I've contacted the lady who's picking me up, and went ahead and told her I anticipate getting there by 6. So I put a little bit of pressure on myself to turn it up a little bit. If I'm a minute or two late, I'm sure she'll wait on me. But just ran into, you guys saw the picture of that family that I mentioned earlier. When I say earlier, I was actually in New York when I saw them last. They're near the Hudson. This is a family called the Six Pack Hikers. Yeah, I was thinking they had 6 kids, but I think they only have 4 kids. And then add in the parents, you got 6. So 6 Pack Hikers. But a real nice family. That's the family that's from the Asheville area. There are a lot of folks that follow them on YouTube. You can too, at 6 Pack Hikers. And super nice kids, well behaved, and well spoken. And I wish them well. They asked me when I anticipated finishing, and I said, well, I'm targeting the end of July. And they said, well, we'll see you a lot, because that's kind of when we're targeting too. So I don't know. It also tells me that maybe my date is probably a little aggressive, because I know that they're moving at a faster clip than I'm moving. So it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. We'll all get done at some point, as long as we all stay healthy. So I am again making great progress here, going downhill mostly, as you can tell, and making my way towards the parking lot where I got picked up yesterday at Route 9 in Bennington, Vermont. So yeah, should be there. Well, it's still a pretty good ways, but I should be there in about 3 hours or so. So that's about it for now. Enough talking. Let's get back to the walking, or the stumbling, more like what I'm doing today. And we'll catch up soon. All right, everybody. What a beautiful creek here. I need to cross. That's beautiful. All right, folks, we're almost to the road. I can actually hear traffic. Got another split rock, and you know the trail. These guys are going to put the trail right through between any split or crevice in the rock. That's where it's going. This one is no challenge at all, obviously. Pretty neat. All right, everybody. This marks the end of our journey, crossing this bridge. Parking lot's gonna be right over here. What a day, y'all. Officially 22.7 miles. And believe it or not, I feel pretty good. Look at this pretty water. Look at the other side. Very nice. But yeah, I feel pretty good, you know, considering. Again, we're not going to do any more of these plus 20 miles kind of deals. And you know, It's not necessarily that I'm completely opposed to doing it, but the terrain would have to be just perfect, you know, setup. And as we head forward, particularly into New Hampshire, you know, it's quite often when you go into the presidentials, you know, and up Mount Washington, all that sort of stuff, you know, people, their miles drop back big time, you know, because it's just so much harder. You know, so an average mile a day might be, you know, 11, 12 miles for some folks. Like me, that's pretty average kind of guy. So, yeah, there's just not opportunities, I don't think, between here and Maine to do a lot of that. Maybe inside the 100-mile wilderness, there's probably about 60 miles, I think, towards the end of the 100-mile wilderness that really smooths out flat, and probably are doing more than 20, but not part of my plan right now. So I really appreciate y'all following along today. Probably not the most exciting video for sure. But I'm pleased, very much pleased with the miles I was able to get done today. I wish there's more views and things like that to see, but there really weren't. I didn't miss anything. If there was going to be an awesome view, I promise you I would have captured it. But it's just a long day of walking in the woods, fighting through the mud and the muck of Vermont. But overall, it's a really nice day. The weather was terrific. We started out low 50s, and we're probably up to maybe 68 right now. So this is awesome weather from my perspective for June, and a really good day for hiking. So we'll get back to the room, do the normal chores, and get ourselves prepared for another big day tomorrow. So thanks for joining along, and we'll catch up with you first thing in the morning.